Hey everybody, good evening. It is Ellen Lewis from Crazy for You. And I am still in Seattle, so it's not actually evening for me. It's actually 4 o'clock here. Um, so far north here in the Pacific Northwest, in the wintertime, it's dark really early and it feels so oppressive, but with the spring coming on, it is so incredibly gorgeous and the days are really long. We just got back from one of Zoe's first outings. We all took her to the nursery where Elizabeth buys a lot of her fun plants, and it's so pretty and so fun to see all the different things that grow here that don't grow in the mid-Atlantic, where I live. Anyway, it's very fun. So thank you guys for being here tonight or today. What I wanted to share with you is some crochet. I am a dedicated knitter and I've never really been good at crochet. I've never really worked at it. And I'm not sure why. It's not, it's just a personal preference of what I learned to do, or, we don't like things that we're not good at, right? So, but we have to be motivated to do something. And what I wanted to share with you is some of the patterns that I have seen lately that will really change your mind about crochet. I know a lot of you probably already love to crochet. Some of you look at it and think, yeah, no, I would never wear that. But those are the people that I'm speaking to specifically. Also, I'm speaking to the crocheters who come in the shop and say, I love to crochet, but I prefer the look of knitted things. No doubt that there is a lack of quality crochet patterns out there with a very small handful of really incredible designers. I think we don't always see the best of what crochet has to offer, but crochet is having a moment. I talked about it last week, and Trisha Malcolm has talked about it a ton when she's been here for the past couple of years. So it's sort of been coming. There's been this groundswell of excitement around crochet. And I'm thinking, yeah. So in particular, the new Noro magazine has several crochet patterns in it. And, there's always some good crochet and bad crochet, just like with knitting. There's some beautiful knitting patterns and there's some that I probably wouldn't make. I don't want to say they're horrible, but maybe they're just not to my taste or whatever. So anyway, what I wanted to do is first show you some of what I'm seeing in ready to wear that is crocheted. I want to show you the patterns that the Noro magazine is featuring in crochet. And then I want to show you some patterns that I found that I think will really turn you around in your way of thinking about crochet if you don't already love it as a garment craft. So those are my 3 goals, and let's get to it. So let me just say hi to everybody who's here. Hey, Jal. Hey, Sandy and Terry and Amelia. Mary, nice to see you. Let's see, Amelia says, all right, good. Yes, Amelia says learning to crochet is a goal this year for her. Sandy, all blankets but no sweaters. So tonight we are looking at exclusively sweaters. If you got the newsletter, you saw that I have a beautiful crochet blanket in there, which I have a sample of that in the shop, and I think it is fabulous. So I put that out there, and I think that's maybe a really fun place to start. I don't know. People say blankets, yes, because they don't have to fit, but they are a big commitment, right? A blanket is kind of a big commitment. That's sort of why I never tell people who are learning to knit, make a baby blanket, because they always end up with this tiny little baby yarn and these tiny little needles and 200 stitches. And it's like, oh my goodness, yeah, let's don't do that. Anyway, let's see. Who else? Hi, Joan. What a nice surprise. Lovely to see you. Hi, Susie and Sue. Wonderful, wonderful. Never made a garment in crochet. All right, so as always, I put together a little presentation for you because that helps me sort of organize my thoughts and it gives you a nice visual. But if there is anything that I mention or that you're confused about or you want to see again or you want the name or whatever, please don't hesitate to put a note in the chat. I'll be looking at those as best I can with this setup that I have. And yeah, so we'll go over those. All right, I just want to make sure that I see everybody that is saying something to me. So, hey, Barbara, good to see you. Okay, so who's excited about crochet? Tell me in the chat if you are a crocheter. I already know from Amelia and Sandy and Susie that you have done it, but maybe never a sweater. It's your goal or whatever. So tell me what you think, and I would love to hear if any of the projects that I show resonate with you, or if you have one that is your favorite that kind of motivates you to want to get with the crochet. So maybe we ought to talk a little bit about the why of crochet. So part of the reason I think that I tend away from crochet is because I am a garment maker, right? I like to make clothing, and crochet as a fabric has less elasticity than knitted fabric. Because basically what you're doing when you crochet is you're binding off every single stitch. So if you think about how your bound off stitches are so much less elastic than the stitches that exist in your fabric, it's easy to see why. So I tend to think of crochet for things that we don't want to stretch, like for a bucket hat or for bags or for, tableware or little animals. But there are ways of making crochet that make it more stretchy. Some of the lacy and open things are more stretchy. And I think also maybe using a larger hook. I don't know. I'm not the expert on crochet. I hope to learn from the experts to be better at it. But I do know that the elasticity of the fabric makes it sometimes less comfortable to wear with the kinds of negative ease that I tend to prefer in my garments. That's not to say that you can't get it. It's just, I think, a little more challenging. And also, I do know that crochet takes a lot more yarn to make the same amount of fabric, so it's thicker. So that being said, I still think that there's a place in the world for beautiful crochet, just like there is for beautiful knitting, and that we shouldn't limit ourselves when we're thinking about the craft. We want to look at the pattern and what's going to be best for us. And, also what is sort of stylish and what is trending. And I think a little top in a crochet or a little motif on a top that's knitted can be a nice way to give a nod to a trend without making it, a big investment piece. All right, so let's see. Sylvia, crocheter and have crocheted many garments. Ooh, Sylvia, you have to share in the chat your favorites. I would love to see. And if you want to share a link to your Ravelry profile where we can have a look at the garments that you've crocheted, I would love to see that because I'm sure they are absolutely beautiful. Doilies by the dozen. Yeah, we always think about crochet for doilies, but honestly, in my cruise through Ravelry, I was stunned at how many beautiful things there were that weren't doilies. Yeah, not a crocheter. So yeah, I think maybe you should change your mind, Betty. Let's have a look. Taking classes to learn how to crochet a Noro pattern. That's always the way, right? You find a pattern that you want to make and you learn the skill to do it, right? Crochet the Noro 9 jacket. Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, that's beautiful. I remember that one, Jal. Yeah, that was a really nice one. So for this video, I have not really looked at wintry kinds of garments. It's the middle of May and we are deep into crocheting for summer. So what I've limited my presentation to is summery kinds of garments, so tops and tanks and things like that. Maybe in the fall I'll do another kind of recap, or what I call pattern showcase, for garments that are more trending for fall. Okay, so let's stop talking and start looking. Okay, so crochet craze, absolutely. This is from the pages of the magazine Free People puts out. This is a head-to-toe crochet garment. It is super cute. It might not be your particular style. It's, I think it maybe is very youthful, but I can definitely see Whitney wearing this. I can see my daughter Katie wearing this. And I can see a nod to this in some of the things that we might want to wear, right? Here's another one. I think this is a bullion stitch. Those of you who are experts can tell me. Super cute little crocheted top with a flower motif. And this bit in between here, this little chain stitch, I know that that makes the fabric a little more flexible and elastic. So that's kind of a cool thing, but I think this is beautiful. A little cardigan, again, with that mesh, super cute. A crochet dress. And this is something that I have seen both in knit and crochet that is trending right now. Very cropped with the sleeves. I'm not sure that I would wear it, but again, I can see someone 30 years younger than me wearing this. So I think it's super cute for someone else. Yes, Doris Chan. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Hooked on Tunisian crochet. Yep. Tunisian crochet tends to look very much more like knitting. For this presentation, I have not looked at Tunisian crochet. So that's maybe something I'd like to touch on. There are a lot of crochet designs out there that attempt to look, and they do actually look exactly like knitting. And that Tunisian crochet gives you the effect of knitted fabric, of stockinette fabric. I've not included those in this. My goal was to sort of encourage you to look at and think about crochet fabric that is itself, you know, that showcases the best of itself rather than trying to look like knitting. Okay, so anyway, sorry about that. Okay, so this wanted to talk about the crochet craze, and this first section, as I said, is about the crochet designs that are in Noro 24. Again, the two new yarns are Kompe Ito and Natsumeki, but there are several other yarns that are featured in these designs. So real quick, if there's a design that you love, if you have a chance, you know, kind of describe it so I know which one you're talking about. Like, I love the dress, or I love the sleeves, or because there's a little bit of a lag when your comments come in. So you might say, I love this one, but I'm not sure which one you're referring to. So it's helpful for me, and I think for everybody else, to sort of know which garment you're putting your hand in the air and saying, I like this one. Okay, so this is Patapsco. I know these are all named for places, and I think it's somewhere in New England. If anybody knows for sure, please tell me. This is knitted in the new yarn, Noro Natsumeki, which is a self-striping. It is a really pretty yarn. And I like what Noro does in crochet. You get these sort of bigger blocks of color, and I like that. I think Noro and crochet go well together. What they've done here is they've done this alternate of double and single crochet, and then in the Natsumeki, and then they've trimmed it in the white Sonata. So a solid color to kind of highlight that neckline, right, and the arm. You could do the armhole and the neckline in the Natsumeki, but I don't think it would show up because you're going to have that color shift in there. I think the white makes it really clean looking. Yes. Okay, Amelia says it's in Massachusetts. So cool. And Sandy likes this one. Susie said she would consider this, so yay. Okay, Wakama. Now, this is by Dora Orenstein. This past one is by Audrey Drysdale. And I want you to kind of look at those names, because these are, I believe, some of your top crochet designers. I sort of see their names in the garments that I have preferred from time to time. So they run consistently through, you know, so Dora Orenstein does a beautiful job. This is in Sonata Shima, which is a fingering weight version of a fingering weight yarn that is a self-striping version of Sonata. So I think this is cute. It's got this, what they call a diamond eyelet pattern. And I love what they've done with the collar here. Super cute. And I, you know, I can see that. That's just really fun. And I think that would be fun to make. I know crochet goes really fast, so I think that would be kind of fun. I see Sandy saying she's got that she would work it with Susie. So maybe we have a little knit along going on here. Okay, this is Harpath, again by Audrey Drysdale. She did that first one that we looked at. I love this. What I love about this is this collar, this kind of a polo shirt. What do you call them? Yeah, polo shirt. I love the collar on this, and I love the way that they have used, I think this is a triple crochet to make a very drapey fabric. It's worked in Noro Uchiwa, which is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful yarn, and this would go pretty quickly. So I think this is cute. A great thing to wear, easy fitting, you know, it's oversized and just generally good looking. Okay. So I've got these two computers here. I'm trying to get my mouse over to where I can, oh my goodness, this isn't working. Anyway, I can't bring up your comment, so I apologize for that. But Susan Stewart says, my personal rule is crochet anything DK or lighter and knit yarns Aran or heavier. Worsted is a toss-up. I love that. I love that. Part of the thing I think that makes crochet so appealing, when you have a really fine yarn, it is going to take a while to knit. Whereas with crochet, you know, the really fine yarn, it's already got a decent amount of drape in it. So crocheting it, if there's, you know, if it has less drape, that's okay because it's a fine yarn. And I think that's cool. I don't think these are granny squares. This is a different kind of shape. Mary Lou, I'm assuming you're talking about this one, the Harpath. I don't consider this to be a granny square. Yeah. Yes, Dora, oh, so pretty. So the Dora Orenstein is Waccamaw, and then this is the second one from Audrey Drysdale, Harpath. Okay, whoops. I'm sorry, I forgot to change the name on this. I can't remember the name on this one, but I thought this was very cute. You know, I love a peplum, and this looks really modern, very fresh take on the camisole. I like that its straps are wide enough that if you prefer to wear a bra, as I do, you know, you still can. And I think that little what you call it, peplum on there is super cute. This is what you call stacked shell stitches. So I like that. Okay, so a question from LPGA that she's heard that crochet is faster. Yeah, crochet is faster, much faster than knitting. Sad but true. Much faster than knitting. All right. Okay, this one I think is pretty. It's called Congaree. It's by Christina Mershon. What I like about this one is the neckline. And I've done a little close up here for the neckline. I like it. In my personal opinion, for me, I think maybe there's just a little too much going on with this one. I would love to hear your take on it. The yarn is Compa Ito, which is gorgeous. I think if I were going to do that, I might just do this beautiful pineapple lace at the top and leave the bobbles and such off here at the bust line. It's, for me, it's just a little busy, but that doesn't mean that, you know, it's not great, right? So Susan says, Crochet is least as twice as fast, and it isn't painful to pull it out. Spoken like a true crocheter. Too much going on. Yeah, I think it's a lot. Looks like yeah, very busy but cute. Agreed. What does Amelia have to say? Congaree and the previous one, the Peppermint. Yeah, again, I mean, and I think that's important. You know, there's always going to be designs that are cute, but maybe not for everybody, right? So you had asked, Mary Lou, these are granny squares. Okay, so this motif shape is a granny square. I think it's one of the first things that crocheters learn to knit. And this to me feels so retro and vintage. I love the color palette that they've used here. This is right on the money in terms of where things are going, I think, with looking back. Honestly, I had a vest very similar to this when I was in elementary school, not these elegant colors, but yeah, and I think we're seeing a lot of that stuff coming back. Hey, Kelly, nice to have you. All right, let's see. Afghan, ooh, doll clothes, very fun. Okay, Amelia, I'm glad you like that. Tell me if you like this, because I'm really, like I said, I'm seeing this in a lot of ready to wear, and I just want to make sure that other people are seeing it and would actually wear it. So I think it's pretty, and I think part of what makes it nice is the subtle color palette. This is by a designer, Melissa Denke McGill, and she has a couple designs that I'm fond of. Here's another one, Catawba. This is worked in 3 colors of Noro Sonata. It's the same stitch that you use in a granny stitch, but it isn't worked in that kind of little square. And she's done decreases there at the shoulder line to give it a raglan effect, which I think is very cute. And I love those wide sleeves. Sonata is a fingering weight yarn, so this isn't going to be as heavy as it might be if it were in kind of in worsted. Kelly, I like this split hem concept that was on this one. Yeah, 50-50 about the granny squares. Yeah, this has a cute split hem, which is a very modern look, and I like that a lot. All right, so this is not a new pattern. It is in the magazine this time, and it's been in the magazine before, or yeah, I think in the magazine before. I think this is adorable. We have a sample of this in the shop. It's worked with Akari and Sonata together. Double crochet. I love the shape of that. I think that's very elegant. Good looking project. All right, let's see. The mini working in the ends. I love that, Susan. I love the idea that, you know, you can crochet the body and knit the edges like a lot of knitters end up, you know, knitting a thing and crocheting the edges. So I love that there isn't just like this split camp. You know, I've always said there's a place in the world for both, and they all have their strengths. So yeah, so I think you're absolutely right on that. Okay. Question here. I really like Catawba. All right, Catawba is that one. Yeah, cool. And the colors, do you like those colors, or would you do a different color? Yes, okay, we like Catawba. Cute. And I put this one in here. Yeah, 100%, Susan. I put this one in here. Again, most of these are, most of what I'm featuring are knitted, or what am I saying? Most of them are garments, but I put this in here because this appears in the magazine. This is also in the magazine. This, I believe, originally appeared in the Noro Shawls book. This is worked in Silk Garden Sock. I apologize for my typo there. This is a great shape. It's a trapezoid, so kind of a long rectangular scarf with this diagonal edge. So super cute. And you could do this, you could do it in silk garden sock. You could also do it in yukata, and I think it would be gorgeous. Okay, so that is it for the garments that are crocheted that are featured in the Noro magazine, the current issue. So the rest of these were either featured in previous Noro magazines, or they're just ones that I found when I was going down the rabbit hole of crochet, kind of looking for things in Noro or even in not Noro. There's a lot of garments that I'll present here that are in solids, and they would be pretty in Sonata, but they would also be equally pretty in Row and Summer Light Decay or 4-ply or any of those kinds of things. And honestly, I had to cut it off because I know we're maybe going to run over a little bit, but there were so many cute things, and I'll try to hurry along. So, okay, designs that I think will change your mind about crochet. This is the Hamptons. This was in last spring's design, in last spring's Noro magazine. So this was in last spring's Noro magazine, and it's worked in Noro Yukata, and it is absolutely adorable. We had this in the store for the trunk show, and it was super cute. This again is Melissa Denke McGill. Look at this. I think this is absolutely amazing. This is a shirt that this designer, Jessica Sung, designed, and I think it is wonderful. Obviously worked sideways, which I think is a thing that is so beautiful about crochet. You can work it any direction you want. It doesn't really matter. But they've used 2 colors of lace weight yarn, so anything like that you have that would be fine, so finer than a sock weight. This is going to have the most wonderful drape. I love this section of, I guess, single crochet, and then this lace bit. I don't know how, I can't say enough great things about this. I think it's beautiful. Love this one. This is by Rachel Meisner. This is in a DK weight. This would be really pretty in, if you wanted to do a Noro, this would be pretty in Kakagori. It would also be pretty in a Rowan Summer Light DK or cotton cashmere. Very pretty little lace stitch. And I love the shape of it. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, question here. Is there a right side and wrong side in crochet just like knitting? I don't know. I am going to leave that to Susan or somebody else to answer that question. Somebody who knows. Yes, so I think sweet pea is definitely something I could see myself wearing for sure. Summer romance top. Look how beautiful this is. I love the shape of this. I love this deep V neck. I've done a little close-up of it in the inset. I love that. I love the motif. I would make this. I'll have to look. This is Dora Orenstein again. She was the one who did so many of the ones for Noro. It's on a D hook, so I want to say it's a DK weight rather than a lace weight. And I think I was doing this in a hurry, guys, so I am sorry. I had the patterns all there, but putting the thing together, but isn't this cute? Don't you love this summer romance top? Okay, Susan says not so much on the individual stitches have a different, yeah, it's not as much. So the answer to the question about whether crochet has a right and a wrong side, it's not as different as it is in knitting. Love this one. Think this is very cute, very, very youthful. It's cropped, which is great if you have abs that look like this, girls. If you don't, you could certainly make this longer. Or you could wear it over something that was longer, but this is really cute. And this is a nice way to showcase a hand-dyed yarn that's kind of a low contrast hand-dyed yarn. I think that's beautiful. this is so cute. I showed this to my daughter Elizabeth, and she said that looks like something you would buy at, Free People or Seven for All Mankind. I think this is amazing. So cute. Yeah. Love that in a DK weight. I think this is probably one of the nicest shaped garments. One of the things that I have had an issue with in crochet garments is that they haven't necessarily done a beautiful job with the neckline shaping. It's looked a little boxy, and I don't know if that's just I'm not even sure what, but they have done a beautiful job in Grace for the Frills, has done a really pretty job smoothing that neckline and the armholes. I think this is a really beautiful classic basic. I would make this and wear it again and again. And it would be nice that it had some structure to it, because it wouldn't be stretchy. I think it would have a nice bit of body. All right. Susie says Captiva looks top. Susan says Captiva looks top down. Yeah. Interesting. So tell me if you like this. I really do. And I like this one too. Those are both very much my style. I would probably give myself, I don't know what I would do. But anyway, I do like it. I think this is great looking. Tank top. Here it is again. And this one is the same garment as this, but she's worked it in a heavier weight yarn. It calls for a DK. This one was worked in Noro Yarn, which is a heavy worsted. But I wanted to show you this to show you that when you crochet Noro in a lot of these garments, it's going to come out vertical, which is a really nice feature if you are not a fan of the stripes going the other direction. So I think that is super cute. So I like that one. Sagebrush. Okay, Susan says, sagebrush may need a row of slip stitches on the armholes to snug it up. Let's have a look at what she's talking about. Oh, yeah. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, depending on how you like that to fit. But the beauty of it is, you could do that afterwards, huh? Just like with knitting. Okay, this next one, Chasing Summer. This is by Caitlin Bartoid. This, again, beautiful job at the neckline. Here's an inset close-up of that neckline, which looks so attractive. And this gives you the effect kind of a seed stitch, which I think is really good looking. And if you go to her Ravelry page and you see this pattern, you can see that she either knit or has a knit sweater, and she redesigned it for crochet. And you can sort of see a little bit of that here in the back, where she's laying the crocheted version over top of the knit version. She's also worked that decrease there to give it a little bit of a raglan line, but I think this is beautiful. This would be gorgeous in summer light DK or cotton cashmere, right? Yeah. Chasing Summer this is a beautiful sweater, huh? Okay, this is another one, very cute. Got that side split going on. This is worked in a fingering weight yarn by a designer, Nomad Stitches, called the Vesuvius T. Again, not sure what this stitch is. It looks like there's a combination that gives you this beautiful effect. Maybe are these granny shells, or I'm not sure. Again, I have an awful lot to learn about crochet. So let me get back over here. So that is what I have for you as far as crochet. And I think it's so important that we open up our minds to alternate crafts and alternate designs. As with anything, you have to sort through a lot to find the things that are appealing to you, that are going to work for you. But there are some key names. I think Susan mentioned Doris Chan. She is wonderful. Dora Overstein, Audrey Drysdale, any of the designers that are in the magazine. If you go to their pages, if you go to their designs on Ravelry and then click on their name, it'll bring up all the designs that they've done. And I think what you'll find is that if you like one of their things, you'll probably like more of their things. That's how I kind of do it. So, and if if you have a favorite crochet designer, please put their name in the chat for to help people afterward to find designers and inspiration. And yeah, so I can see some crochet garments in my future. I'm going to have to hit Mary up to teach me how to do this. And I know it'll be a while before I get good at it, but that's kind of nice, isn't it? Learning new things, and kind of keeps you humble and reminds you what it's like to be a beginner, so that we never lose patience with people that are beginners, because everybody is learning something new all the time. So thank you so much for being here. And again, tell me in the chat, if you're watching after the fact, which garments you like and what have been your favorite garment designs and designers. If you are new, please subscribe to my channel. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for me. And I would love to see that happen before the end of the month. So again, thank you so much for being here. And until we see you again, keep knitting and create something beautiful. Next time, we are talking about the Noro Trunk Show. So we will see you then.